Hi, New Life Kids. It's Miss Tammy here. How are you doing today? I'm tired, but I'm tired most days these days. So we are going to continue with our crown unit. We are going to be moving from David to King Solomon. Now, David had a kind of a rough go as king. He obeyed God, but he fought a lot of battles, and there were times when he disobeyed God, and he had to deal with those consequences. Do you know what consequences are? Have you ever made the decision to do something you weren't supposed to do? So maybe your parent said not to eat something, or not to have a snack, or not to hit your sibling, your brother or sister, or not to do something, and you did it anyway. Or maybe they never told you not to do it, but you just knew you weren't supposed to. Like maybe mom made some cookies and they were in the kitchen and you snuck one even though you weren't supposed to. And then when your parent finds out, or maybe your parent knew all along, when your parent punishes you, maybe you have a timeout, or you can't do something fun that you thought you could do or you were gonna do, or you just get in trouble, whatever that trouble is. Maybe a toy gets taken away or something. That's a consequence. It's a consequence of your action. So because you did what you weren't supposed to do, you now have to be punished by not getting something. So sometimes David would not do what God had told him to do as king, and he would have to deal with the consequences of that, right? And sometimes there were long consequences and battles, and it was crazy. But now King David is really old, and he knows that he's going to die soon, and he needs to appoint the next king, which he knew was going to be Solomon, his son. But this other guy said, no, he's going to make me king. So he goes and he has a party and tells all the people, in the area that King David had made him king. And just starts having a party, and everyone just starts going, long live the king. And someone goes and tells King David that, and he's like, okay, go get Solomon. Let's anoint him king, sit him on the throne, and all of my officials go, long live King Solomon. So that's what they did. And let me tell you something. Could you imagine being the guy that claimed he was king when he wasn't? Don't you think that he should be scared? In fact, he was scared. And he was afraid that King Solomon was going to have him killed. But King Solomon just said, just go home, get out of here. Like, get out. So now that Solomon's king, David has some final instructions for him. And we're going to read a little bit of it. We're not going to read the whole thing. And we're in 1 Kings chapter 2. And I'm going to start in verse 2. I'm going where everyone on earth must someday go. Take courage and be a man. That's what David said to Solomon. Observe the requirements of the Lord your God and follow all his ways. Keep the decrees, the commands, regulations, and laws written in the law of Moses, so that you will be successful in all you do, wherever you go. If you do this, then the Lord will keep the promise he made to me. He told me, if your descendants live as they should and follow me faithfully with all their heart and soul, one of them will always sit on the throne of Israel. So basically, that's what the Lord had told David. If you follow my instructions and live the way you should in life, then your descendants will continue to stay on the throne of Israel. And so now David's telling Solomon the same thing, be wise. Now that is what King Solomon was known for. King Solomon was known for being wise. Do you know why King Solomon was wise? Because he asked God for wisdom. That's why. And so we're going to talk about King Solomon, and wisdom. And we're also going to, and I already put them out, so I can't go grab one. We're going to be, King Solomon was also famous for building the temple. So we're going to be, you know, and when you're a king, but we're going to be making some castle frames today. We're going to be painting castle frames in our craft, and then, well, not painting, markering them, but we're going to be doing that today in our craft. And then and in our game, we will be playing some fun building activities. So, all right, guys, for those of you that are not going to be here, that we won't see, I miss you so much. I really do. And for those of you I will see, I'm so glad that you came. All right, guys, bye.